Hello, everyone. Sorry I posted this so late. November started off with a bit of chaos, but I'm back on track, hopefully. I am not going to slow down on Dragon May Cry just because of the chaos. This is by far my favorite act. There's so much I want to dive into, and I don't want to spoil, but I should get through at least this Act 9, and Act 10, maybe Act 11 by the end of this month. I want to try and get those through those really quickly and on to the final acts because the end of the year's coming, and I have no idea when Netflix is dropping that second season. On that note, for this month's schedule, no, that's not me in the background. I just chose a different background behind my head. So it's something I've been working on. Not ready to show it off yet because it's not my creation. I'll leave it at that. Just something I've been experimenting with. And blazes. Not for me to keep, not for me to show off, but for me to basically say, here's a template of what I want for commissions. This is what I want this character to look like. I can't say who this character is, but it is someone very important to one of my series. Who knows, you might be able to figure it out. I'd be laughing you guys did, but I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about what's going up this month. So, on Journey of the Heartswarming, we are into episode 66 of season 8. Light Brought by Dark. That will be dropping. I want to get it out before Thanksgiving, but at the rate I'm going, I'm probably going to have to drop it on Thanksgiving week, 26th. Because it's either that or I'm going to have both this series and Where Is Every Pony 1 week apart from each other. And if you guys remember what happened last month, that didn't work so well. I almost missed out on posting Where Is Every Pony because of that stunt. Dang it. Thank goodness that the newest chapter for that is ready to go right now. I just not posting it yet. And that is Dragon's Mount. I might change the last word because, oh, blazes. You might have noticed something about chapters in general when it comes to naming. It's not just theming, but also I have a bit of a problem with. Look at Dragon May Cry. It shows up in Dragon May Cry way better. Where is it? Do I not have this page open? No, I do not. Okay, hold on. There's Dragon May Cry. Okay, there's Dragon May Cry. Look how smooth that looks. That is so smooth how each title consents into each other. There's no random title just jutting out outside of the first act. And that's because I don't want to get rid of Emerald Baptism. That name is just too damn good to start. Anyway, back to what I was saying on Where Is Our Pony. We're gonna do Dragon Mount. Oh, totally forgot to tell you guys what the chapters are about. No. Anyway, I need to stop. Episode 66 of Journey to Heartswarming will be covering going back to Hollow Prince and the mysterious stallion he found that seemed to have dropped out of a time vortex. Strange that first Twilight and Starlight arrive in this point through time. Now someone else has. Now, how did he get there? I think it's pretty obvious how, if you haven't already figured out who the fuck this guy is. I'm not being subtle at all who this is, dang it. And it very much connects back to Something Wrong with Canterlot's prologues, and you'll get a proper answer, but I already kind of answered it in the side stories. There's just so much going on. Anyway, Hollow Prince is going to be diving deeper into the memories of that character. Hold on. Hold on, hold on. No. That's next month, isn't it? Holy shit. Sorry, I kind of spoiled things for next month, guys. Yeah. Okay. This month, still the same chapter name, but it's dealing with Starlight Glimmer. Yeah, I read the name Hollow Prince. I assumed I was thinking of that chapter, which I was just barely working on. Yeah, my mind is just frizzled. Anyway, so no, it is what I said it was. Okay. Yeah. Hollow Prince is checking out the mysterious orange stallion that fell from the sky. Yeah, that is exactly what the chapter's about. We're also gonna get probably my best addition to this universe, or at least when it comes to the lore of Starlight Glimmer and this character. And that being, oh, how do I say this without spoiling? Uh, Starlight's adopted father, Firelight. There is a lot of implications going on in this scene with him. And I actually want to do a commission later of basically the whole family of like Starlight, Firelight, Stellar, all these other characters that I've basically turned into a sort of hidden family in the shadows that is just barely creeping under the surface now of my stories. Can't go into too much more without spoilers. Then we return back to Twilight and Cold Blue sleeping. He is going to be pretty much out cold for most of this season. As we get the proper reveal on who the fuck Jaquita is, if it wasn't already obvious. A lot of the mysteries around like Jaquita and this mysterious sound, I'm not being subtle on the reveals, okay? There is no intense mystery of these two characters. It's exactly who you think it is. Then we flip back over to Starlight finally, the proper Starlight, as we finally get her point of view of the destruction and the Earth Pony conglomerate being split clean in half. Because remember, this season started with her suddenly appearing in a meeting with the gods of sort. And then there was no idea what she was doing during the explosion itself, just that Lord Red clearly rescued her from it. Now he's dropping her back off right after the fact. And she's finally going to reunite with Silverpair. I say finally, but really there's a bigger reuniting going on here. That's what's throwing me off, and I can't say anything more. It's something I've been building up since season 1. Damn it, season 8. This whole year has got just perfect. Season 8 of this series and Act 9 of Dragon May Cry has just got so many big moments I've been building up on. Anyway, we flip over to Southern Canterlot. We got 3 chapters coming out this month. And, of course, they're doing it Fridays, like always. First one will be month 3, part 3, Cutting an Expectation. We're returning back to Button Mash and Sweetie Belle in the hospital and reintroducing a certain character who should be very clear to a lot of you if you've read the side story. You don't need to read the side story, as I'll be expanding on this character greatly during month 3. But if you have read it, it'd be like, oh, I know who that is. I know who that is. It's either going to be in part 3, which is coming out this month, or part 4, which will be coming out next year. Somewhere around there. When it comes to month 3. Then we're doing month 13, which is Garble and Gilda arrive in the Dragonlance summoned by Amber to, I think it's looking at a cloud? And there's more to the context than that, but that's what I'm giving you guys. And that one is called Such the Wicked Storm. And then finally, month 4, part 3, In the Castrated Hole. Month 4, I've been iffy back and forth on month 4 in general. As you know, when it comes to something wrong with Canterlot, month 3 is everyone gets rescued from Canterlot itself. But month 4 is where everything supposedly goes to hell for everyone outside of Canterlot. And it all has to do with the excavation going on involving that area under Canterlot. What the hell is going on? All that crazy shit. We're gonna understand this girl a bit more. I'm trying to remember her name, a hay fever or something like that. Yeah, it's a pun. I remember now. And at the same time, deconstruct. Oh boy, what was that villain's name? Dr. Corona, Calabrana. Daring Do's old villain that I turned into an archaeologist for the story because I had no idea how to connect his story with Daring Do. Please don't tell me that was my roommate pulling up. I don't want to start this video over. Okay, speed run as best I can. As I said, where is their opponent will be Dragon Mount. Might change the second word on that. And basically, Dragon Mount. Find the friggin' link. Cut it open. What am I doing? He is finally going to arrive at Fluttershy's cottage. Nothing much happens here outside of him opening up one of the folders finally and diving into sort of a pseudo flashback. It's more told to him rather than shown because I've got another idea for later. But basically we see Twilight's encounter with a certain character. You guys been keeping up in the comments. I've been wanting to... I love that people finally brought her up. It makes sense to involve her in some fashion. We're finally going to explain what's going on with her. And that being Sunset Shimmer. Just flat out say it. You guys can read the comments what I mean. But also, not yet in this chapter. If you guys remember back in the previous chapter, Spike found the entire skull seemingly vaporized. And there was a fang. There was a fang sitting in the ground that he did not see. Now, look back on the comments. What did I say? It was ironic that someone brought up a character during this season. Oh yeah, a fang character. A character with a single fang in his mouth. I'm not saying we'll get every single answer that happened to every single character, but we're definitely getting the answer for his vanishing in this season, but not in this chapter. This chapter is about Fluttershy. About Fluttershy's cottage. I might be able to fit something in connecting to him, but maybe not. I pretty much have the whole chapter finished. But this is where Spike finally decides where his final destination will be for the series. Finally, we dive back into Dragon May Cry. I really can't tell you every chapter is going up this month because you know I rapid fire these chapters. But we are in Act 9, and I can already tell you what's coming out today. Is it really that name? Did I really name it that? That name makes no sense. Hold on. Cast in the Sand. Yeah, it's called Cast in the Sand, but that makes no damn sense for this chapter. Okay. By the end of today's chapter, we will finally, well, not really finally, but we'll be getting a good, massive bullet on reveals, okay? And laying down the groundwork for the next few chapters being flashbacks to a certain character. And why am I hiding that mystery? We're getting Garble's backstory, folks. I've been wanting to talk about it nonstop. That is what the next few chapters is about. That is pretty much what Act 9 is going to be utterly about for the rest of the story. It's going to take up probably Thursday through, I don't know when I post more chapters. What else do I have planned for this month? I don't have any one-shots or specials coming out. Not for Thanksgiving. And I really want to save my energy for the prologue to SLC. That being the Spike and Gabby storyline that connects WWC to SLC. And that'll be taking a good chunk of my time up outside of university work, that being 2 projects I'm doing, really, really big projects. But when it comes to like Dragon May Cry, you guys are in the clear. That's not really going to slow down drastically, at least for this month. I might miss a day or two depending on how I feel, because while most of the chapters are most of the chapters are done to a certain point. I want to say Act 11. Some of those chapters aren't fully edited. Okay? So I might just stumble and stop like, oh, I totally forgot to edit this chapter. I'll post it tomorrow. Where I'm at the story and you guys at the story is 2 totally drastic events. But from where I'm at, I already see the finish line, and I just need to get the effort to finish those chapters. They may not be clean, but I need to finish them. You guys are still in what I consider to be my favorite act of the whole story, though. Act 9 and 10 lay so much groundwork, especially the bonus chapter. Normally, I don't care if you guys read the bonus chapter or not. It's just sleazy bit of fun for the certain readers that love that disgusting shit. But there's an extra layer of what's going on in the upcoming bonus chapter that will kind of force readers to go back and read it again once they get the reveals. 2 kind of reveals. One right after, and one right after that reveal. That will happen in later acts. This is probably my most layered story bite of the whole damn thing, is Act 9 and 10. There is so much going on, and I play it so subtly. You might think you know what's going on at first, and it might seem blatantly obvious, but I'm going to tell you flat out wrong. It's not going there. But it kind of is. It is, it isn't, it is, and it is, blah, 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 blah. It'll make sense, trust me. I think that's all I want to bring up. Nothing really much happened this month. As I said, no more one-shots. At least not until maybe January or February. I want to get back to marathons in February, because Valentine's Day, marathons are mostly gritty and disgusting smut shit, and you guys just love it on Valentine's Day. It's easy to write a good, quick, smutty romance. I'm not sure what character I'll be doing for that marathon. I am split between either doing Ocellus or Rainbow Dash. I want to do Rainbow Dash, though, because I like her more. Who knows? Might choose someone else entirely. That is in February, folks.